I got a question from Mark from 45n5.com that I get pretty often. And it's really basic, just how do I make money as an affiliate marketer? And he gives me sort of a hypothetical scenario of somebody who has a regular full-time job as a forklift driver, and they're in a little bit of debt, so they don't really have a lot of expendable income to put out as an affiliate. And they've got obviously limited time because of their job, and they've got a lot of passion but not a lot of experience, just a little bit. They've done some different websites in the past, and he wants to know how, if I was to start all over again, how would I go about doing it myself? Okay, so you've got the number one most important thing going on for you. You got the passion, and obviously that's free. Next up, as far as the limited amount of money you can spend, I've got something I would suggest that comes to 25 bucks a month for you, and that's to go out and get hosting. There's a plan called the Business Plan from One-on-One Hosting, One-on-One Internet, and they what that comes with is actually three domain registrations, a lot of bandwidth and different things, as well as they you can automatically set up a WordPress account, which can power a blog within your hosting account. So that's going to run you about 10 bucks a month for that, and then go out and get an account with AWeber. That's an email service provider, and that'll enable you to send out newsletters, to send out follow-up email series, as well as you can set up this thing called Feed Broadcaster, which will enable you to have triggered emails go out every time you post to your blog. It's sort of like an email version of an RSS feed, or it actually comes off of your RSS feed. And so for 25 bucks a month, you can get all of that stuff going on, and that's really all you need to spend to really get your first site going. And then the key thing is to just write down maybe like two or three things you're really passionate about that you want to maybe focus on. Like maybe if you have a favorite sports team or a movie or a book or something along those lines. And a lot of people, they have this compulsion to go out and try to focus a site on just whatever is popular at the moment, and that doesn't really work. If you do that, you may be really into it for 2 weeks, but then it's gonna really sort of peter out because you just don't care about it. But if you've got something that you actually have a passion about, then you're gonna be willing to really put your heart into it and care about it, and that's gonna really show in what you're doing. So anyway, you're gonna want to take just brainstorm, get an idea of what you want to write about, and then when you've done that, start looking for different domains that are available, and look for something that sort of references whatever your passion is, but it doesn't infringe on any kind of copyrights or trademarks or anything. And after you've done that, then really it's just a matter of attaching that within your one-on-one account to your domain name, that domain name to your hosting account and your blog, and then you just start writing. In terms of how you're going to write your blog, sort of the voice, don't really be fixated on trying to make it sound like you're writing for the New York Times. Just write it in your own voice. That's what people want to hear. So write it as if you're actually sort of talking to one of your friends, and that'll come across as more of a personal feel, and it'll just really give sort of a voice better to your blog. And then as far as what you should really try to talk about on there, it can be sort of tough to come up with different topics to talk about each day. So I would suggest just maximizing your time when you're maybe driving to work, or maybe when you're driving this forklift. Use that time to sort of brainstorm and just think about different topics you might want to write about that night or in the next few days. So and one thing that I do, rather than have a lot of scraps of paper, is if I come up with some kind of idea that I like, I'll just call myself on my cell phone and just leave a message, and then when I get back to my computer that night, I can just really maximize my time and just sit there and churn out some copy and just write some kind of little post and post it up there. And also one thing that I do, I like to try to have ideas as much as I can in advance. So then what I'll do is if I'm going on vacation or something, I'll set it up so that they just go out by themselves on their respective days, so that I'm just always covered, and I just keep my audience engaged. So I think that's very important too, instead of if you're gone for a week, just leaving it be sort of dormant. So be sure to try to have it as covered as much as possible so that you're consistent. And after you've posted like maybe 5 or 10 times to your blog, then start looking for some relevant advertising to put on there. Like go out to the various affiliate networks and take a look at what the different relevant merchants are to you. And I would suggest sort of not really going too much for what the EPCs are, but rather focus on different brands that you use and different companies that relate to you and that you would be proud to endorse. Because the EPCs can be an indicator of how good an affiliate program is, but they also can be fool's gold. They can be sort of gamed to be a little bit higher than they really should accurately be. So go out there and just pick the companies you think that you'd like to have on your blog, and test them out. If they don't work out, just dump them and try something else. But just test and test and test some more. And there's not really any silver bullet there to what's going to work the best. So it's just a matter of your own personal voice. Whatever works there is going to just be determined by a lot of testing. And so put up some banners here and there, not a lot, maybe just one or two banners, and also some text links. And one thing I would definitely encourage you to do is to go out and put up some text links within your actual text that you're writing, so that it's all contextual, and that way it'll have more of an impact, and people will, as they're engaged in your blogs, they'll see those and they might be clicking through more likely there than for something that's visibly, obviously an ad. And so give that a try. Maybe some of your readers don't like that. Maybe they'll voice their opinion, but just test things out and see what people respond to. So now you got it in the rhythm where you're posting to your blog regularly and you got some ads up there. So now I want you to go and explore your AWeber account. And there's three different aspects to that you should check out. There's the follow-ups, where you can just create a series of emails that people can opt into, so they can just be like a sort of 7 steps about whatever the topic is you're covering, or just you can be creative and think about just different angles you can write about whatever your topic is. And also they have the regular broadcast emails, which are essentially newsletters. And one thing that I do, which really makes it easy to write those, is that basically they're just sort of if you write a newsletter once a month, I just pick out the 5 or 6 blog posts I made that month, which I consider to be the best, and I make those into the newsletter and send them out. And so it's a pretty easy newsletter to make. And then also they've got the feed broadcaster, and what that is basically it's your RSS feed, but it's translated into email. So people can opt in to receive that, and you can set it for any kind of period of time. Like if you want it to be every post you post up there, people get an email, or every 2 or every 5, whatever you want to send, whatever you want to set it at, that's what it'll be. And so you've got all 3 of these different options within your AWeber account, and I encourage you to take advantage of all of them. And you can have up to 10,000 names in all of your lists before you have to pay any extra. So it's a pretty good deal. You can send out lots of emails each month, and it's all double opt-in. It's a very clean system, so they have very good penetration with all of the different email services to get into AOL and Hotmail and Gmail and everything. So definitely give that a shot. And so I'll just wrap this up by saying that you should give this a couple months to try to get some traction. It's not going to happen overnight, so don't be so impatient. You got to give it some time to build an audience and to really find your voice out there. And say 3-4 months, if you're not really seeing the kind of activity you want to see, maybe sort of change your focus a little bit, or just scrap it completely. Just if you get this the business account over there at One-on-One, you get 3 domain names, and if you only used 1 so far, you've got 2 more you can just use and test out, and maybe try a new topic. And you never know what's going to happen, but I wish you the best of luck, and I'd love to know how things work out for you. So I hope anybody who follows my advice here reports back and lets me know what their URLs are and how things are going. All right, have a great day.